It's Thursday's market SITREP here at Top Gun Options, and man, do we need a situation report for today's market. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz, and picture's worth 1,000 words here, folks. The sell-off that we're seeing in the market today and the spike in volatility should have happened yesterday, which shows me that this is not the big one, folks. This is not the Fred Sanford, grab your chest, I'm coming, Elizabeth. Just like every one of these political pullbacks that we've seen this year, the failure to repeal Obamacare, the Jim Comey memo, the Donald Trump Jr., hey, we're going to fire and fury your ass. We are going to either go through the 50A or hold it, and then we're going to head higher. Nothing is going to happen today, tomorrow, or the next couple days, and I'm going to get into it. But folks, real quick here, in about 45 minutes, I'm going to get into a live trade brief, FT-webinar. So you need to register for the webinar that I'm going to be doing at 1 o'clock, because I'm going to talk about getting short. I know it's counterintuitive. We're going to talk about getting short volatility, because last week, if you attended my last Thursday session, you are up about $1,500 in 1 week, maybe even $2,000. We put on a bullish double vertical last Thursday at 1 o'clock just in case something like this happened. It did. That trades up about $2,000 in 1 week, which would pay more than pay for an annual subscription to a membership here at TGO. Now, I'm actually going to talk about 1 o'clock rolling inverted in this trade, closing this trade out, rolling inverted, and getting bearish on volatility. So make sure you head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT-webinar. That's go.topgunoptions.com/FT-webinar. And I'm going to talk about the bullish double vertical we put on volatility last week, which was perfectly timed. And now it's time to get bearish on volatility. Why? Nothing is going to happen, folks. The rhetoric has been heated up from the president and the North Koreans, and then Rex Tillerson and some adults in the middle are trying to push people to go to their corners. The sell-off we're seeing today, if this was serious, should have been seen yesterday. And yesterday, where's the picture I want to show you? We kind of had, here's the fire and fury comment right here, market implodes, and then you see that? That's what we call a dead cat bounce, a nice little graphic in here. Dead cat bounce with the S&P 500, and look at what the VIX did yesterday. I'm going to cover all of this stuff at 1 o'clock here, guys. But obviously the Pentagon, now we see these headlines. Pentagon unveils plan for preemptive strike on North Korea. Duh. Folks, I've cruised in these waters. I've sailed past Guam on the Abraham Lincoln and the Kitty Hawk. 15 years ago, we were practicing our preemptive strikes on North Korea. So this, people look at this and like, oh my God, this headline, duh. In the military, folks, we planned for all that. When I was flying missions over Iraq, those were boring. What we were doing in our downtime was planning missions to what? Hit Iran. So I love when people see headlines like this and they're shocked. I'm like, what are you, stupid? Do you think we're complete idiots in the military? Of course we're not. So I get that these headlines start popping up now, but folks, I don't think, and as I predicted, I don't think anything's going to happen right now. Our beautiful intelligence community, again, showed us that they'd rather, put Trump out of office than be good with their data. They went from, hey, North Korea is a couple years away from putting a ICBM on a warhead on an ICBM to, yeah, they probably have it already. Nice swing and a miss, intelligence community. But folks, with China historically, or the Soviet Union, close enough, Russia voting to either abstain or vote no on sanctions on North Korea, the fact that they did, folks, means that I think the president is going to let at least these last, one more chance type of thing with sanctions work. So that means this is this pullback that we're seeing in the market today isn't fundamental. It's a nice little, hey, let's take some profits and get out, and it is going to be a BTFD moment. I'm telling you right now, that's why we're going to get short on volatility. Obviously, volatility was. We were running around in the forest here with bottle rockets, and it hasn't rained in 2-3 years here, folks. So of course, when the president says something like we're going to rain fire and fury down on North Korea, volatility should jump. But again, like I said, let me get this out of the way here. Let's pull up a chart of the VIX. Remember, folks, the VIX is a heart rate indicator, man. It goes up, it goes down. So you see this big spike in volatility right here. Volatility cannot stay elevated forever. Once the event, the thing that happens to freak the market the hell out passes, volatility is going to implode. Now, it could stay elevated for the next couple days. It could stay elevated going into the weekend because anything can happen over the weekend. But folks, an elevated VIX is like I like to work out, right? It's like me on a 10 incline on the treadmill at 10 miles an hour. I can do it. I'm not going to do it for a long time. I got to get back to what I call my resting heart rate, which is down here around 10 or 11. That is what's going to happen, folks. Now, unless something goes bump in the night, these guys end up shooting a bottle rocket at Guam, or I mean, obviously, the VIX can go up to 80 in the blink of an eye if a shooting war breaks out. So that's the one caveat I have to be here. But remember, folks, you can be long. You can have two trades on. We had dueling trades on volatility going into the Brexit and the election, long volatility and short volatility. Because like I said, you can be long vol. You can still be long vol right here, thinking that this might get more creepier. But eventually, vol is going to come in unless we have a war. Always have to say that, folks. Unless things get worse, vol is going to come in. And I'm going to talk about this all at 1 o'clock, and it's all going to make sense here, folks. So it's pretty incredible that we're not even, one of the reasons I got to tell you that I think the market's down today is also retail earnings. They got obliterated today. So I know Fox and CNBC, Comedy Central want to pin this all on North Korea, but I got to be honest with you, the retail earnings were kind of a canary in the coal mine saying, hey, this isn't good. We had good tech earnings. We had good, mixed, but semi-good in the banks and the financials. But the retail was awful this morning. Macy's and a couple other ones. Remember in the background, last week, Trump signed sanctions on Russia. He hit China with intellectual property sanctions. So there is a lot of bad out there. I get it. But again, folks, this isn't going to be the big one. Like my spirit animal here, Jeffrey Gundlach, who also predicted the Trump victory and Trump rally like I did. He and I were the only few people in the world that got that right. I agree with him. We need to look out to October because that's when I think something's going to happen. We're going to give these sanctions on Korea probably a month or two to work. If they don't, Trump's going to move. Saber rattling is going to cool down for a little bit, and then it's going to heat up one more time. So that's why I'm going to about to get short volatility here at 1 o'clock Eastern. So make sure you head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. That stands for Full Throttle Webinar. And I'll even throw in a free copy of our OPCL, the Options Pocket Checklist, which is $45 just for registering. If you can't make it at 1 o'clock, still register because I'm going to send out the replay. Okay? I got to get ready for that brief, so I'll see you in a little bit. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge and